Roadies happened. I got a call that we are doing an audition, and I was in Nashik, and I did the audition in Pune.
Okay.
I went
The
to
Lakshmi
Pune.
Lawns?
I think so. I don't know the name.
Yeah,
but,
because it
was-
happens there. I'm a Punekar,
Yeah.
so yeah, I know.
It was fun.
I was rejected.
You did Roadies audition.
I had gone for the audition, but height issues and all. Yeah, they like.
What is this? Why height issues?
Yeah,
there are a
there-
lot of people who have.
There
small
was like
height.
a lot of things were strength and all, I had to go through. I was like, I could not do. That is fine. Failure is also something which you need to celebrate. And I was like, okay, at least I tried. Like grapes are sour.
Let's have a let's have wine. Then I gave this Roadies Rising audition. Shweta Mehta was the winner. I was interviewed in Pune, and I will tell you a basic journey. So another confidence boost I got from Roadies is that there were 12,000 people on that day. They did a group discussion round with all those 11,000 people in different sets, and they selected only like 15 people out of 11,000 people.
Yeah.
I was one of them. So then I went for the full-fledged audition in front of every judge. There was Harbhajan Singh, Prince Narula, Neha Dhupia, or Ran Vijay, my best friend, my best person.
Yeah, Ran Vijay. Everybody is diehard fan of Ran Vijay.
Ran Vijay said that she has done a lot in her life because I had a journey of from normal student to a topper
Yeah.
to like a sensitive one to a dhakar, right? I had a very dangerous story to share. Then he's like, let's all stand up and give a grand salute.
Wow.
So I got the grand salute, which is very difficult in Roadies. Most of the season they don't give grand
They
salute.
don't give. Welcome back once again to my show, Noble by Richa, a corporate podcast. And once again, I have a wonderful guest here, Ankita Mehra. And she is gonna share her journey with us and lot of topics which we are gonna discuss. And trust me, guys, she is the wonderful lady, my friend, my colleague. She is going to tell you a lot of things which the society and of course the internet also will not at times give you answers. So here is Ankita here with us.
Thank you so much, Richa. I'm happy to be here. Loving it today, Monday morning.
Yeah.
And we are doing this best start of the week.
Best start of the week.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm still not able to believe, or it's a daydream which I like. You're sitting in front of me.
But
And
Richa.
it's so candid. It's not like we are shooting and subscripted. It's so candid to have you here. So Ankita, like, just wanted to know, like, what was your true calling of your journey, and what are the challenges you faced, and how you encountered it?
Honestly, it took a lot of time to get my calling and a lot of trial and test, a lot of intervention of my ideas. I want to start with my childhood, okay? I was not a very rock star student. Like, I was not good in studies that much. I used to go to school, and you can look at me right now. No teacher will like me because of my looks.
No.
And, see, we are talking about back, like,
Okay.
I'm 29 years old now, right? So back then, when I used to go to school, I always had the different fitment issues in school because I was a different child. I had different gender expressions, and I wanted to have a lot of fun. I had more guy friends than girls, and that kind of upsetted my teachers, right? I was not liked by teachers, and somewhere it hit my confidence as well.
Okay.
Going to school, I was not good in maths and science. I don't know why I couldn't relate to studies, because maybe I was looking for that integral support from my teachers, but sometimes you're not that lucky. But good time happened when I shifted my school from Pathankot to Nashik.
Okay.
And so my dad is in Air Force. I was always raised as a defense brat, defense child, disciplined. Yeah. But I hardly followed any of that, honestly. My grandfather was in army. My great-grandfather was in army.
Okay.
So I was brought up in that ecosystem of discipline. But the expectation of parents was always like, hey, she's gonna rock it, right? But
Okay.
I was not the one rocking it because my sister was rocking it, my elder sister,
Okay.
right? And somewhere I felt like, okay, she's rocking, let me be calm. And younger ones, right?
Yeah.
We are-
Always pampered.
Yeah, I was little spoiled. I can say I'm
Oh.
still spoiled.
Okay.
But when I shifted to Nashik, I got the support, and the teachers were always there to push me.
Okay.
There was a lot of competition in the school. There were extra classes forceful to us, and I'm very thankful that happened because I couldn't have achieved the potential that I have today. My teachers were there to support me, to tell me that, hey, even if I'm doing something wrong, it was not replaced by scolding. It was replaced by, beta, you can do like this.
Okay.
You can do like that. And somehow I started loving accountancy, business, economics, and commerce was something that I could relate to.
Okay.
I was always reading a lot of books around the businesses, and I used to read a lot of case studies, and somewhere it excited me because that's real life scenarios I'm reading. initially 11th didn't go that well, but I have recovered a lot. So from 6.8 CGP in class 10th, 11th and 12th, I studied a lot, and I got 82% in class 12th,
Wow.
right? So it was like I opened my results. I got so shocked. I'm like, is that, Mama,
Mine?
is this mine? My mom is like, please check twice. My dad is like, please check thrice. Everyone's like, please check again and again. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got 82%. I was,
It is me
yeah,
only.
it is me. And honestly, I have studied,
Yeah.
but I was having so much fun in class 11th and 12th. I had great friends. Some of them were not that great, but that day I got my confidence that, hey, I can also lead in life.
Okay.
A lot of things were going from the back end as well, because education is something that I finally achieved. I got little bit of confidence. Then I moved to Delhi to get an admission. So I got admission is in all the first call list because I had sports quota. I also had this 82%, and my
Okay.
English was also good because my sister used to speak to me in English.
Okay.
I've studied in KV, so we are that, like,
Yeah.
my sister used to do debate, and she used to do debate with me
Yeah,
at home,
okay.
and that too used to fight also in English. So
Okay.
my English kind of got little better than others. So I got a lot of admissions around different colleges. But when I left from Nasik, my dad's like, Chinu, don't leave. And I left. I'm in the train. My
Okay.
dad cried
Oh
the
God.
whole
okay.
night, the whole morning. He didn't stop crying. I'm like, please, Papa, stop crying. He's not like focusing on his life, and somewhere we got worried that something would happen to him.
Oh,
And he's
this
like, please
much.
come
Okay.
back.
Okay.
I can't live without you. Yeah, that's how I came back to Nasik again.
Okay.
So I left Nasik and I came back and I took an admission in tier 2 college of Nasik. I was a little disappointed that a lot of hard work for what? Like, mostly you study a lot to get a good college.
Good college. Yeah.
Half a year went by disappointment, but then I was like, okay, this is it. Maybe I need to give my best here.
Yeah.
I studied a lot because my concepts were clear. Thanks to my teachers of commerce, I could top all the 3 years of my college. I was a topper of all the 3 years. Good marks, everything.
That time, did you feel that is it mine?
Yeah, that time no, because I was fairly confident.
Okay.
I was winning state level debate competitions for
Wow.
my college, and somewhere I felt that I got the ecosystem in the college itself. I had supportive teachers. I still meet them. I hang out with them. I go to Nasik for my work. I meet them all the time. So I would say the calling still have not come yet because I don't know what I need to do. I loved photography. I used to do independent freelance photography. In school time also, I used to run some meme pages. I used to create content for those meme pages. I was earning as a child,
Okay.
like 2,000, 3,000 per month. Then second year I was good in studies and I was teaching students. I used to tell them, hey, you're gonna fail, right? How much time you have? 1 week, I'll make you pass. And I made them pass. I was like, okay, seniors also come, juniors also come, anyone come, I'll make you read theory. And I became the teacher for them.
Brand
and-
ambassador.
yeah, brand ambassador and teacher, but I used to earn good money till my
Okay,
college.
yeah.
So after a point, I became a little bit of independent with my spending, right? I
Yeah.
got more confident there. But when the time came for placements, our college didn't have really good placements, and I ended up taking a job in a call center.
Okay.
But before I moved to call center, my sister had moved to Bangalore by then, and my sister was working in multiple startups. So when I had my summer vacation in second year, she's like, "Hey, you're not gonna have fun. You're not gonna go to beach with parents. You come to Bangalore." And I came to Bangalore, and I saw the life of independence. So we had this one small room, attached washroom.
Yeah.
There were almost 4 people living in the same 2 BHK. One is sharing hall, one is sharing room. I was staying with my sister. Then she told me do an internship. So I had 2 months. I did internship in one of the startups called Beehive Workspace. That time,
I think I've heard.
yeah, you might have heard.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was their
Beehive,
intern.
yeah.
So now they have grown a lot.
have grown a lot,
Shesh,
yeah.
I'm very proud of him. I did an internship there, and I got to know the concepts of marketing by then. So I was mentored by Yulia. She's an amazing content creator, creating content on Instagram. But she taught me a lot how events work, how marketing works, why events are important, and I found my zeal there. Like, I love this thing, right? I want to do this more. And then till then, when I finished my internship, I finished my third year, I ended up taking a job in a call center. It was tough.
In Bangalore?
Richa. In Bangalore only. It was
yeah.
very tough initially because I used to travel from BTM to Hebbal every day by bus. Sorry, I don't know if you know that, but
Hebbal, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very far.
I'm still
used to
yet to
take-
remember the geography of Bangalore.
It used to take 3 hours in bus one side.
Oh Lord.
I couldn't afford a place of my own near the office, or I didn't want to leave my sister because, of course, she had like good income and she could take care of me as well. I didn't have good salary. I think I was earning 22,000.
Okay.
You would say it's good, but 4,000 is to go in my bus pass, and I'm left
Okay.
with nothing.
Yeah.
I have to pay rent. So I needed that support from my sister to thrive. So for 1 year I worked there. I didn't see call centers. Call centers saw that as a job, like proper. Like I used to be very dedicated. I used to be half an hour early. I used to leave half an hour little late. I used to do best every 12 months. I was a top performer over there. I used to get a lot of appreciation calls.
Okay.
I used to get abuses also in calls, but I used to think that if I'm able to control an angry person
Yeah.
and make them listen to me, that's the best skill to
That's
have.
the best you can do. Yeah.
And
it takes a lot of art and patience.
of course, I learned the art of patience. I learned the art of communication. I was trained on taking care of the cases where the people are going to a debt crisis, right? So a lot of emotional involvement as well. That
Yes.
someone is dealing with their bank account and they're going to go through a debt. How I have to manage this case, being empathetic.
Right.
So that communication had to happen. Just imagine for 1 year, I was just talking on calls, getting my work done, communicating to an angry person, and also getting all the things done for my company.
Yeah.
And that helped me with my communication skills a lot. I'm very thankful of that first job.
Okay.
Even though like right now people think of like, oh, you joined call center, it's best place to go to. And it made me really disciplined as well, because every moment you have to do a thumbprint, right?
Yeah.
You have to swipe out your card for 15 minutes
Yeah.
break. Your breaks are really strict.
Even 1 minute also they count. Yeah.
Incentive
yeah.
can
Yes.
get cut.
I've seen people running. If it's 13 minutes running, and the thumb should be there. I have seen.
I have done that for a year and I
Yes.
loved it because I used to go for 15 minutes break once, 15 minutes break once, and half an hour for
Yeah, that's
lunch. Just your things and just go back.
Yeah.
Like even washroom breaks, right, were involved in those 15 minutes.
Yes.
But I learned from there. Then after a year, I left from there. And the reason why I left, because there was one person who was in Bihar, was starting his own company called Wishfi. And he was the one who said, I'm opening a social media app, Ankita. And I interviewed for a community manager role and I joined there. When I worked there, I got the art of communication, I got the art of events, and why not we mix it together. And that's where I was there for 7 months and I could thrive there. We were doing a lot of events, and that time roadies also happened. So I had the fame from roadies. I could get more influencers without paying any money to them. I'm like, bros, you are my bros, can you please promote it for me? So for that I got influencer marketing done for free. Then we got a lot of users on our application. We got 10 lakh users, and then everyone were creating content. I was managing community. Then I learned the art of social media, the say on social media. Like if someone is saying something wrong, then how to manage that situation, because it's out to the public directly to 10 lakh users, right? So some sensitivity I learned, compliance I learned, and it was a good experience. And then after 7 months, when I had the saturation, I'm like, okay, let's take a break, because my grandmother was sick during that time. I had to take care of her. I went to Kanpur for a month because my grandmother was completely bedridden. My parents needed help. I left my job. I went there. And for 1 month, I did freelancing work. So because I knew PR, I know social media, I got some clients and I was able to earn 5x more than I used to get in my regular job because of my freelance work for a month.
Yeah.
But then my dad, you don't have any job. Please get a job. Do a job. He got stressed because that job, the security angle he always had. And
I think it comes from that generation, because they don't understand. And it's fair for them not to understand freelancing word,
Yeah. That time it was fairly new also, right?
Fairly
Hardly
new.
any
And now also, even if
freelancers.
it's known, our parents won't understand because they come from that set of mindset that ek job hona chahiye, the permanent job hona chahiye. Yeah.
That safety net is there. So
Safety
my
net,
parents always wanted that for me.
Yeah.
Then I joined another job, which was stay aboard. I've had so much fun there. Then my event understanding, people management came in place. So people management skill, because I was taking care of community managers. They were doing independent events. So they were slightly reporting to me than other departments as well. And I learned how to deal with different mindset, different people, different work styles. And I realized that I'm a very nice people person. I can have fun with people, with work, right?
Yes.
Then I learned that skill. Side by side, the best part, here my calling is gonna come, Richa.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
you waited for so long.
No.
So I started posting a lot of my work on LinkedIn.
Okay.
When I started posting, then one of the person noticed my work, and then one of the person reached out to my friend that I am looking for someone who can do the end-to-end career fair management. And during that time, Section 377 was getting decriminalized, and then they wanted to do a career fair for minorities, which can be persons with disability, with which can be LGBTQ community. And then I was the one who had event expertise. I was also looking forward to create a lot of right ecosystem, because Wishvi created a safe space.
Yeah.
And then I also had the communication front. So that was my calling. I was not interviewed. For the first time in my life, I was not interviewed. I met the founder in a cafe.
Okay.
We were just having coffee, and I was interviewing him, and he was little bit interviewing me. I was asking him a lot of questions. What is this job about? What do you expect for this person to do? I directly said, this is what I can do. This is what I'm good at. You need to take risk on me on these levels and that level.
Yeah.
He's like, Ankita, I'm sold. Let's do one thing. For you to understand what we do, he booked my tickets to Pune.
Okay.
And there was a career fair that he was doing for women,
Yeah.
women in technology. I went to that career fair, and I was so surprised that in one place we are getting a lot of talent together,
Yeah.
and then almost 15 companies are interviewing them. This is dream.
Dream. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's-
I will get to do this.
Yeah.
I was sold. And then I was like, okay, I am happy.
Hmm.
I would love to be a part of your company.
Mhm.
I thought they'll hire me for like a basic role, right? Like
Mhm.
what I was like, events manager, events and community manager. Maybe I'll get a chance to
Yeah.
do bigger things. He hired me as a director, and I was 23-year-old that time.
Okay.
He hired me as a director of events and community. And I was taking care of sales. I was taking care of procurement, finances, people. I was also taking care of end-to-end event management, client management, account management, everything. And that is when I felt, oh my God, I love this. That love feeling for your work
Yeah.
came from that
Yes.
particular place. I
Okay.
got a lot of independence to do a lot of things, and our team could pull off almost like 10 career fairs, concluding one for the LGBTQ plus community, which we did in Delhi back in
Yeah.
2019.
I saw the posters.
Yeah.
Right,
Curious was
yeah.
that event. And I was very happy that almost 600 people from our community
Mm-hmm.
coming to one place, and there are 8 companies to hire them. Many people got job offers
Mm-hmm.
where they would have struggled to go through a regular recruitment process, right?
Mm.
And that impact when I saw, and then we did a career fair for persons with disability. There were almost 400 plus people with disabilities in Bangalore, and there were almost 8 companies to hire them.
Okay.
Then we got into a lot in depth, like why DI happens, why hiring is important. And I loved hiring. I loved HR. In my deepest dream, I never would have thought in my college that Ankita Mehra is going to work in an HR function. I always thought I'm meant for marketing. And then I was also doing employer brand. I'm like, this is so amazing.
Yes.
I can do branding also. I can do HR also. This is
It's
best.
like a cherry on the cake.
Yeah. Look at the smile on my face. I
Yeah.
love employer brand.
Yes.
I love DEI. I love university relations, because I could get to do all of that
Yes.
with a human angle, with marketing angle, with impact angle. It all made sense.
Yes.
Then I worked in CareerNet, another leap, because CareerNet is biggest recruitment company, right?
Mhm.
So one of the biggest recruitment companies. I could get
It's in
opportunity.
Bangalore?
It's in Bangalore.
Okay.
CareerNet is a consulting company, so they
Okay.
work with multiple clients.
Okay.
And I got an opportunity to open our own segment, our own basic segment, chota startup within CareerNet, which was CareerNet Prism. And with that, we were doing career fairs with all the in-panel clients they had. They had more base of companies to work with. And then I could learn the client satisfaction, the client compliance, everything. So I sit over here with an understanding of how company operates in different module, how BFSI operates, how fintech operates, how tech company operates, how manufacturing operates. I had understanding of everything. That what is the segment they keep on changing. And then I learned there a lot. I worked there for 2 years. I had a very amazing team. We were making very good profits over there. And then one person, Urvashi Verma, she's in Xperi right now.
Okay.
She reached out to me on LinkedIn that, Ankita, I have a role. Actually, I went to her with a follow-up because I had a client call with her. Hey, can you give me business?
Okay.
Give me business. And she's like, I have business for you. She didn't say that. But if I was at her place, I would have said, I have business for you. But then she's like, Ankita, I have a role in my company for DEI and employer brand program manager. I'm like, wow, okay, let me get into corporate now. I've always been in the servicing field. I'm serving all these
Yeah.
clients. Let me be at the other side and understand how the things work. And that's where when employer brand as an official stamp happened to me, even though I was doing employer brand from really long time.
But
the
on a
stamp
corporate
happened.
level, like a stamp,
Yeah,
certified.
certified employer brand
Yeah.
and DI.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of chance to work on projects. Some university relations also used to do. There is Manroop as well, who's amazing guy in campus, and we had fun.
Yes.
For 1.5 years I worked there. We it was an SME company, and every month there was an amazing project. I got to do PR for a specific company. Previously I was doing for everyone
Okay,
altogether,
yeah.
one specific company to brand, and there was a lot of impact because I was very fast in my work. One quality I bring, that I want to, wherever I am, till I'm not serving the best, I'll not be there, right?
Okay.
You would understand, being in corporate, if you're joining a company, till I don't make that company feel like it's mine, it's my company,
Yeah.
and I am giving my best. If I'm not having that feeling, I'll not be able to operate.
Yes.
So I create that feeling before I join. So before I joined Xperi, I was like, Xperi should be everywhere, and I did that. Then I got an opportunity, which was a global opportunity, which was in EDB. And the best opportunity, because I got to work with the CHRO of EDB, and it was global. Plus, I was reporting to a C-level person, and there was a lot to learn from them. And then I saw the art of data, the beautification of data, how your data can show every aspect of your career, every aspect of your work. Along with that, I have taken care of their whole diversity and inclusion, and this was global.
Okay.
There are different regions taking care of different diversity goals. India have different diversity requirements than
Yeah, it
EMEA,
differs. It
right?
differs.
So
Yes.
yeah, Europe has different requirements, US
Yes.
has different requirements, and for that to balance all together, because it was in multiple countries,
Yes.
I could learn so much from that.
Okay.
There were diversity committees that were made to support different needs of different people, and for me to be on an empathetic level, which I learned from my first job.
First job,
I
yes.
kept on carrying
The
that.
BPO, the job, yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was remote, 100% remote work, but the commitment was next level from my end. But the diversity inclusion I did there with employer brand. I also learned internal communications, where we were communicating, and how communication plays a vital role in the psychology of people to feel secured about their work. How
And to
surveys,
relate as
yes,
well. Yeah.
how surveys can bring in best version for your work, right? What is the gaps? Understand the gaps. So these surveys I love. So now what I do is, everything has to have a data, the why, and
Okay.
what is the success. That is the project that I lead. And then suddenly how I ended up in ABB today, where I'm sitting. This calling started from the director level role, but
Okay.
it's still continuing because I love what I do. And I went to one event, and where Ruxar met me, and Ruxar was like, Ankita, I have this role, and I heard ABB, right?
Yes.
When I see the work and the passion to scale, I saw that passion in Ruxar to scale. She was very clear of her ask. And somewhere when she was interviewing me, I also psychologically interviewed her, that how passionate she is as a person, who I'm gonna work with. She had dedicated goals and the rush to reach those goals. And it just was like, I want to be here. That ask, I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
be yours
Yeah.
before you have to be mine before I be yours,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So ABB became mine before I became ABB.
Okay.
So I still remember when I had my interviewed. So because I loved the role, I made a whole presentation of 10 pages, where I've made what is company what is company's persona, what is company's revenue, what is company's goal, what India has, what I can do, what is the requirement of the skill set, how I fit in this skill set. The
Wow.
whole 10 I'll show you. You'll be so impressed.
And I'm hearing it for
Yeah.
the first time, that somebody doing, pre-homework for that
Yeah.
company, going for the interview. And this is something that, the new people who are going for the interview can learn from you. Of course, I learned, just right away. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
this is
never
taught
thought
by my
that-
mentors.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, like, we just say
Yeah.
that, just read about the company and, come for the interview. But this is something I just learned it from you.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I took one day off.
Yeah.
Shut up, everyone. I closed my door. I
Yeah.
had my cake, and I was sitting in front of, let's see, ABB. I researched, and I was so surprised that, man, this company, I want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And then when I aspired to be ABB, I put I went all in with my behavior because I have that. I have to go all in.
Yes.
I read their annual reports of 3 years, and then I went in, I checked their DI requirements. I checked their roles, what type roles they hire from, what are locations they hire from, what are my skills they will be equipped. They stocked their whole social media channels, created reports of that, stocked their whole Glassdoor,
Wow.
created a report, stocked everything. I was a stalker, like legit stalker,
Okay.
just for a company, not for a person. And that helped. So I made a persona, and I did not send my resume, and then
Okay.
they downloaded my resume from LinkedIn, and then how it went in. And I was very happy to get interviewed by Ruxar. I feel really lucky that she chose me for this role, and she have told me she waited for a long time for this person to join. So I had a lot of expectations on my head. I'm
Okay.
still carrying those. I had good interview with my grandfather as well, and then all these things shaped up to becoming Ankita today. And today my calling is to be best wherever I am. Even if I am next to you today, I have to be my best version, and if I'm not my best version, I seek help.
Okay.
So this is my calling, and I am very happy that you added this question. I hope I answered this one for
Yes, you did indeed. Yeah, I just want to know like which season of Roadies it was. Like, you want to share some one or two lines on that, so that of course people
Yeah.
will know you.
Yeah.
But I want people to know about your Roadies journey as well. Just in short, you can say.
So Roadies happened. I did not plan it. I got a call that we are doing an audition, and I was actually in Nasik, and I did the audition in Pune.
Okay. Okay.
I went
The
to
Lakshmi
Pune.
lawns.
I think so. I don't know the name.
Yeah,
but,
because it
was-
happens there. I'm a Punekar,
Yeah.
so yeah, I know.
It was fun.
I was rejected.
You did Roadies audition.
I had gone for the audition, but height issues and all. Yeah, they like.
What is this? Why height issues?
Yeah,
there are a
there-
lot of people who have.
There
small
was like
height.
a lot of things were strength and all, I had to go through. I was like, I could not do. That is fine. Failure is also something which you need to celebrate. And I was like, okay, at least I tried. Like grapes are sour.
Let's have wine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Pune. Then I gave this Roadies Rising audition. Shweta Mehta was the winner from that place.
Okay.
From that season actually. I was interviewed in Pune, and I will tell you a basic journey. So another confidence boost I got from Roadies is that there were 11,000, I think 12,000 people on that day. They did a group discussion round with all those 11,000 people in different sets, and they selected only like 15 people out of 11,000 people.
Yeah.
I was one of them.
Wow.
I rocked their group discussion. I was like, hey, you, because I was in debate, and I'm like, okay, I know what I'm talking.
I've seen there, all those. I was a big fan of, I used to watch.
People tried to bully me, but I gave them back with data. So I went prepared.
I know.
Debate,
Yeah.
right,
Now
right.
I know you. Like before you go, you'll go somewhere. You're like, okay, all PPT ready.
Yeah, so then I cleared the GD round, and then there's another round. Out of 15 people, only 7 or 6 can go to the interview area with in front of judges. So that also I cleared. I was having personality that liked it. I'm like, okay, she's 18-year-old tagdi ladki, right? Let her take her. Let's take her. So then I went for the full-fledged audition in front of every judge. There was Harbhajan Singh, Prince Narula, Neha Dupia, or Ran Vijay, my best friend, my best person.
Yeah, Ran Vijay. Everybody's diehard fan of Ran Vijay.
Yeah, so he's still in touch with me. I'll tell you later what I did a
Okay.
podcast with him actually. So Ran Vijay, everyone interviewed me, and they made me ask a lot of questions. They asked me about myself. I was very confident, and that time I was all me. And then Harbhajan Singh was like, I really liked her. And then Ran Vijay said that she has done a lot in her life, because I had a journey of from a normal student to a topper,
Yeah.
to like a sensitive one to a dhakar, right? I had a very dangerous story to share. Then he's like, let's all stand up and give a grand salute.
Wow.
So I got the grand salute, which is very difficult in roadies. Most of the season they don't give grand salute.
They don't give. They
So-
take you left, right, center.
So they were impressed, and they gave me grand salute, and I came with that confidence that if I can crack it there.
Yes.
That time I thought, if I can crack it there. Of course, that's not what I think of a cracking level now. Cracking level is being a leader in corporate, but I had that roadies journey. It gave me a confidence boost. I'm very happy with Ran Vijay, because he made me learn a lot. We are in touch, and Ran Vijay and I did a podcast also. I would share the link with you, and he is incredible guy. Like, he's business. Like, though his presence, he's good actor, he's good in representation roadies, but he's very good angel investor, startup investor. He has his own startup of sneakers. He's going left, right, center with
Yeah, I've
business. He's
seen
growing
he's
a
very
lot.
fond of
Yes.
sneakers. A lot of
Yeah.
sneakers are there in at his home and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And I was so impressed that Ranvijay has that to offer. And then I'm like, okay, bro, you're a rock star. And now we keep on chatting.
Okay.
I really want him around. Like whenever I have questions around things, he's there.
Okay.
And when I did this Curious Career Fair also, he made a video for me. Hey, Brody's contestant Ankita Mehra is doing a career fair. Like he made a video and I have that on Insta. Like he's that level of supporter when he invests. He's
Okay.
invested in the people he likes. So he's also one of I can consider my mentors,
Nice.
along with Gautam, Madhu, and the rest of the world.
Yes. So
Rukhsar
now
and
I
everyone.
feel so confident that
Yeah.
I'm sitting with a rock star. Of course, in corporate, in your school, colleges, at family front also, you've been backbone for your family, for your parents, and all. And of course,
They became backbone for me, man. I cannot operate without my parents at all.
yeah, I'm like, but
Yeah.
I see you. Like, I am
Yeah.
feeling confident that I am doing a podcast with such a TV rock star and the college school rock star. So, Ankita, with all this journey of yours, I wanted to understand that over LinkedIn, which is the most usable platform. So, how did you utilize when it comes to employer branding? So, how was it working with ABB when it comes to doing branding over the
Yeah.
LinkedIn?
So, Richa, I am very fond of LinkedIn as a platform. Just is a very beautiful platform to have, and I've been creating content from last 5 to 6 years now. I started with small. So, what I used to do is I used to portray my work that even if it's a small event, people needs to know, and that platform gave that independence, right? And I had people, my mentors, being connected, and they were fairly motivating. Team members were motivating, liking and commenting. And I'm like, why not? We are not spending anything. Startups usually don't have budgets. Why not utilize it to showcase your work? And I have cracked multiple clients from LinkedIn itself.
Okay.
When I was in CareerNet also, when I was creating content on career fairs or what we were doing with the clients, I used to get a DM message that, Ankita, hey, you did that with this client. Can you do it for us as well? And I had spent hardly anything on lead generation during that time. And we were doing this for corporates, right? And LinkedIn journey just started. I felt during that time, I think it was an early realization that now being in corporate is a person carrying two identities. Like Ankita Mehra is a professional, Ankita Mehra is a personal. But for me, I didn't relate to this.
Okay.
Whatever I am in my personal life, that's what I am in front of you today also.
Oh, yeah, yes,
right?
you are, yes.
I cannot carry that.
There is no, gray. It's only black and white. There's no gray in between.
Yeah,
Yes.
so but I loved gray area because I need to show my authentic self. And I think the generation like 1996 born I've been in corporate from over nine years, right? For me, I've realized that why to have a different two personalities? Let's show our authentic self. And that's what LinkedIn has offered. And they have always promoted it. I shared the stories of my own journey. I shared the stories of my call center journey. I shared the story of how the formation of these events happened, how the formation of this happened. And that became a place to talk about these very basic hard work that I have done. And I used to get eagerly recognized, and also my team used to get recognized, right? It helped me with my business angle. And then I realized the value. Why not more? Then I showed up every day without a fail, Richa. Every day I used to think, when I'm eating, I'm thinking what my next day content is going to be like. When I'm walking, I'm thinking, I'm doing anything, I'm thinking, hey, I can write about this, I can write about that. I used to talk to a lot of people, like
It was just infused in that too much. Okay.
And it made me learn so much.
Yeah.
In the journey of content creation, I learned so much from different people. I used to meet a lot of corporate leaders, talent acquisition leaders, or even marketing leaders. I used to ask them a lot of questions for me to get an idea of content. And that's what made me learn as well. That authentic storytelling continues till now for me. I show up every day and share the real self. Yesterday I posted, we had a photo shoot in our office, and
I saw that. Yes.
yeah, there were two photos we clicked. Like we got two photos clicked in our office photo shoot. One is for linkedin.com, second is for shati.com. Like that is who I am as an individual as well. I will crack such jokes. Why not on LinkedIn? It's appreciated.
Yes.
And I am very happy that tone of corporate is slightly changing as well. And with the employer brand, right? The authenticity of people of the organization, because these are the people you're going to spend 8 hours of your day.
More
Right?
than 8, yeah.
ABB is very work-life balance company, but okay. 8 hours a day. And you need to be showcasing the real people of your company,
Yeah.
the real culture of your company, the real products of the company. The vision of the company will have an impact on my career. Why not share these visions so people can relate to those visions and plan their careers around us, plan their lives around us, plan their authentic selves around us. That's where employer brand comes in place. And finding those right people who can envision their plans with our growth plan or our visions. This is very important for me to create.
Okay.
And whenever I go somewhere, what is the story of the brand? Like when I came to ABB, wonderful story, many years of hard work, many leaders, amazing leaders, incredible innovation, and a lot of day to day that we are doing is done by ABB.
Yes.
And when I could relate to all of that, I'm like, that has an impact. And if anyone's working with us, they will have an impact for years and years being with us, right? And it's not just about the vision of the company, it's about culture of the company, how we are operating together, how togetherness is celebrated, how work-life balance is celebrated, how we are planning our rest of the hours apart from 8 hours. It dependent on our company,
Yes,
right?
yes.
How we're providing psychological safety, how we are providing mental health support, how we're providing the physical health support, ergonomics of the
And
company,
empathy
right?
at work.
Empathy at work.
Yeah.
It has to happen. The diversity and inclusion at work. How
Yes.
many people from different cultures? These stories are need to be told.
Yes.
Because if anyone gets an offer from ABB, they should feel secured
Yes.
to join with us.
Yes.
Because they're not just planning their like job or the income with us, they're planning their life around us, or
Right.
we are planning our life around them.
Yes.
Right? So this is very important for me. And with LinkedIn being in place, it's very good to showcase our stories. Not just LinkedIn, other platforms as well. Instagram, Facebook, etc. Stories needs to be told.
Told. Yeah.
And
need to
yeah.
reach out to the right audience.
Authentic content creation can bring in more value to your brand, and that's what I would love to do. And I'm very happy that my leaders have the same vision like this, right? Not just authentic employer brand, the perception in market about you, the people, what they're talking about you. You can always go to like different platforms and hear the feedback of people like Glassdoor, Ambition Boss, etc. Right? We can go and read and we can improve and we can appreciate
Yes.
these tools to reflect on ourselves, how we are targeting top talent, how we are getting fit talent, how we are filling the role faster to ensure that our business keeps on running. This is very business driven aspect,
Yes.
right? It's not just brand.
And this is much needed. Yeah.
Now if in case today we are doing regular hiring, we might be able to fill in role, incredible recruiters we have, we can support them with faster fitment of role, or we can support business to get the top talent. How someone can aspire to be a part of your brand is only because of how you showcase yourself as a brand.
Yes.
And that's
And
where
the real self.
yeah, the
Real self is much needed.
Yeah, real self is much needed. And now talking about the university relations, right? In India we have so much talent.
Yes.
I go to college and I get so surprised that people are talking Gen AI, they're innovating, they're making automation, they're doing all of these things. And I'm just so surprised that the education has gone to that level of India. The talent is there. A lot of people are having the startups, like students are having startups within their second years, getting funded, they're
Yes.
getting grants, they're getting everything. I learn from them a lot.
Yes, exactly.
And our leaders also visit these colleges and they share their learning with them so they can improvise. There are a lot of leaders who are mentoring in these colleges. There are a lot of contribution that our campus program has towards these students as well, where we are teaching them not just the technical skills but also the mentorship of how you thrive in your careers, how you thrive in your life. We visit campus every month. We are hiring a lot of early talent from there. How we are attracting them is that they are aspiring to be ABB. We are hardly having any rejections during our university relations and internships, right? Because we share that confidence with people that this is who we are. And then we have a set of Q&A within the college. So we make our leaders have a seat on the stage and the mic is given to each and every student who have questions. They have questions around generative AI. They have a lot of consciousness that what AI is going to do. Are we going to be replaceable? A lot of students are going through that crisis, that what is the fitment of my study, especially the final year students of now,
Yes,
right?
and they need to be guided because they're studying, but where it's leading, and that is the need, that is very much important. Yes.
And it's all happening with a lot of conversation, with a lot of togetherness, with a lot of collaboration, with a lot of branding, with making an ecosystem for everyone to grow, not just who's in ABB, who's outside ABB, aspire to be ABB, or who can aspire to be a great professional. We have contributions there and this thrives. And I'm so happy that we are getting that space to get things done. Now, concluding to your answer on employer brand, for me, employer brand is just about authentic stories and also giving the trust to people because we are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the diversity and inclusion, right? Like, I stepped in the workplace, second day I was getting support from everyone. I'm working with different department, different people, different businesses going. I am getting a lot of support from everyone to ensure that the end goal is reached. That togetherness, right, where everyone helps you to achieve that one particular goal is amazing. I'm seeing that. It's been how long? I've been in ABB from last 3 months.
Okay.
Just see 3 months.
3 months, and
You saw
feel
the projects that we are doing,
yes,
right?
I saw.
Yeah.
Yes, and now talking to you also feels like you're in this company since a longer run because
Yeah.
you have absorbed their, like inputs, outputs, and you're working on it. So how was your, the hiring and having the brand ABB, globally, the policies, when it comes to local and globally?
See,
was any difference?
See, everything is amazing,
Okay.
right? If EAP is there, EAP is here as well. The support, the safety of people, the psychological safety, not physical safety. We follow safety culture a lot. Like if someone is going with a bike, ensuring that they're wearing helmets. So we're quite strict about it. If we are sitting backside of the car, we need to wear a seatbelt. These are some guidelines, right? Not just that, we have like hospital in our office.
Really?
Like in hospital, like a small baby.
I have
a
never
doctor.
heard that. Okay.
Anything happens to me, see, we know that we are busy, right?
Yes.
And see, in that case we get a lot of support from company, but sometimes you just, if I'm even sneezing, I'll just walk 10 steps, I'll go to the doctor and I'm like, doctor, I'm not feeling well. She comes and checks on you. She will be like, are you okay? How's your hand now? How's the sneezing now? She's all over the place.
Okay.
We have like a proper ECG machine in the organization.
Really?
Right?
I have not seen. I've seen the like restrooms. You can
Yeah,
just
in
go.
my Big and Magnum, we have that.
Yes.
There is like full-fledged doctor. There is different doctors visiting you all the time. Or like some ortho doctor is visiting, heart doctor is visiting to ensure you're fit.
Yeah, because we are
Yeah.
living a little bit stressful and sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
Eating patterns are not that accurate, which it should be
Yeah.
ideally. Yeah. So this is actually much needed.
Yeah, and with our EAP as well, we have like assistance provided every time. If you need therapy, to even assistance for your searching for a house, even assistance for you have old parents to take care of. They assist you with everything. We have
with
insurances.
most of the companies that they are giving the daycare for the
Yeah.
kids also.
So
Parents can keep their kids in the office campus
Yeah.
and all something like that.
yeah, but with EAP, right, we are able to ensure that somewhat support is given. But at most all of that, your leaders are very much sensitive of your day to day, right? They are very much empathetic about it. Recently, I was going through something, and it's very personal to share, but I was going
No,
through a
that's
lot,
fine.
right?
Yes, yeah.
And for me too, it just took like a jinx that to reach out to a manager. Hey, I'm not doing well. The only thing that she kept on checking with me: do you need any support? Are you okay? This means a lot, right?
This means more
Most-
than a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
it's like getting a god, in
Yeah.
your hand.
Yeah, and the fast pace that we are in, the support that we get, I think that is a thriving company you need to be at. For me to feel satisfied, it's for me honestly like I am actually in a borderline of millennials and Gen Z, right?
Okay.
1997 is I think Gen Z. I'm 1996 born. Okay.
Yes, I am 91.
Yeah, I
yes.
have identity crisis of both, but I carry both the qualities with us, right?
I think that's why we are able to relate. I'm also on the, like
Yeah.
91, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, yes.
I'm 1996 born. For me to feel so satisfied, they have it. See, I'm not just vouching for EB. I'm saying my heart out in 3 months.
Yes.
I can vouch out for not if something is not right, but honestly I'm loving it here. And with your saying localized and all these things, end of the day everyone is equal and everyone is giving support to each other, be it global people giving to localized. I have global support, I have support from EMEA, I have support from US. I recently did a podcast with our chief data officer.
I think I saw
Yeah.
that, yes. It was
And
there over
they're
LinkedIn.
supporting our projects.
Yes.
And they're like coming, and it's just amazing that anyone is supporting, anyone can be reached out, everyone is understanding why you're doing the ask. There is hardly any the attitude towards to say no. I've only heard yes with an explanation that yes, we can do this because this is there. If you have that explanation, you can go all in.
Yeah, right.
So I think I'm fairly new to talk about this, but EB and campus is getting extreme support, and we have very great future going forward. And I'm very excited how it's gonna shape up. I'm very happy that I get a chance to do an impact on
Okay.
a larger scale where the work is happening in speed.
That's great to know, because I feel that, I'm not saying that, all the companies are not doing, but somewhere down the line, there is a, need to, get all these things aligned, where your policies are, aligned.
ERGs. We
Yeah.
have ERGs.
Yes,
We have
we have.
persons with disability,
Yes.
inclusion ERG, Pride ERG. We are also opening our generational ERG. These are so good places, like
Yeah.
open spaces to
Right.
go talk your heart out.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, and this is what I would love to give, a message through my podcast, and of course with your great answer that all the companies should, come to this conclusion and should work together in, bringing up these things, on a higher scale, motivating your employees, taking care of your employees, and of course, taking care of policies when it comes to local and global. There will be a difference, I do agree, but there should be a slight difference, having a, like large gap of difference. So Ankita, you explained that you do a lot of events and go to colleges, campus, and that's really cool, and I'm also looking forward, and I'm gonna learn these things, tricks from you. So what do you think that today's generation kids, because back then, when we were in school and colleges, there's a lot of opportunities were not there. Matlab, it was like engineer, doctor, and done. Now a lot of things are there to study, and our generation, the Gen Z generation, they are way beyond talented. But at the end, what exactly they are looking for from the brands, because they know each and every company's, the data, the past, present, future, where the company is standing. I mean, like, the company really can't sell anything, they really need to have materialistic data. So what do you think these students, what they are looking for? What about your campus journey with the students?
So I take a step back. I don't look at university hiring as of now. I look at university relation. First, let's take a step back. Hiring is definitely an end product, but I'll take a step back and I'll look into university relations.
Okay.
Right? A company to invest in people from the day one that they have joined. Right? They have 3 to 4 years of course. How we are engaging them that till the end when they come, they get graduated, they're integrated with your culture, with your product, with your knowledge. So since day one they can start operating, and that's what I believe fairly in, and that's what few like students also want, the real life projects,
Okay.
the real life innovations,
Not just the
industry
scripted one.
professionals, not
Yeah.
the scripted one. See, books has a lot of value to give, and at the end of the day, in my studies I can say that I have studied only 20% of what I'm doing today. Right, I'm not sure of engineering students what they do, right? But for us, the university relations plays a very important role. Student wants to meet multiple university leaders. They want to hear out their journey. They want to know what is working, what not, so they can focus during that time after their academics. If they're going to their room, what they should study and develop on, right? They are very much into learning. They're very equipped of technology. They can learn AI within a day. AI tools are also helping nowadays for them to do right project management, their task planning, etc. So we want to invest in from day one. Take an example: when a student comes to a college, guest lectures, hackathons, campus connect events, mentorship, sponsorships, right? If we are sponsoring a particular program, let's sponsor. Go ahead and sponsor it. There are so many students we also provide sponsorships on, right? One of the not just the premium colleges, we are also looking at sponsoring the underprivileged families, right?
Yeah.
The ones who do not have a higher income. We have sponsored the education of girls in technology,
Wow. Okay.
girls in STEM, by providing them end-to-end educational support, by sponsoring their educations. ABB do that from
Okay.
there with LPF Foundation. We actually sponsor the education of girl child. So since that time, we also invest in their skill development. We also invest there with the LinkedIn profile development, or etc. Right? We have plans to do that. If you engage with students, at least they get a gist of 20% what industry is doing. They can take the leap of next 60% and be industry ready by the end of the year.
Yeah. Right.
And that's what is a requirement right now. And that's what students, I talk to a lot of students. I get a lot of DMs on LinkedIn. Ankita, can you help me with this? Can you mentor me with this? I'm doing this research on this. Can you help me with your inputs? Be part of active research of all this. Be part of their IP if they are working on something. So whenever we go for Campus Connect, a lot of students share their innovation with our business leaders. They get ongoing feedback and appreciation. They also get so, like, our industry leaders get so inspired. Sometimes they walk out, they're like, they're amazing. Wow.
Yes.
Like, these products goes somewhere. I want these products to come in our company as well.
Yeah.
it's not just one way learning. We also learn a lot from them. So it's like collaboration that
It's a
I'm
collaboration.
finding.
Yes.
And that's what motivates students also to innovate for the leaders, and leaders get inspiration to see those innovations and give active feedback. I believe university relation has to play a vital role. Everyone has to go through multiple hackathons. Why not? So now at ABB we do multiple hackathon. We do hackathon hiring. We just recently are pulling off a very good hackathon in particular colleges, and we are seeing the talent being very interested to join ABB. And not just that, even if we are providing internships, during the internship how much they are learning, and most of the time they are learning, they're investing, and they are getting plays, and they're very happy. They're with ABB. They have examples like in our ABB different locations, they joined as an intern and then they are leaping as a leader.
Yes. Yeah.
We have those journeys. Just imagine that they were so passionate because they got live projects, they got live they got innovations to be, the IPs to be made, right? R&D, our R&D centers, we have R&D centers, right?
Yeah.
Doing left right side innovation. We are doing making drones. We are doing a lot at
Yes.
ABB. It's just so amazing to see that we are able to contribute in multiple things that are operating in world. That's what students need. They need to know the stories, they need to know the products, they need to know what is changing in world, what is running in the world, and that we are able to offer.
And the guidance as well, because few of the things they know, they
Yeah.
just need a proper guidance that if
Yeah.
I'm doing something, where it's gonna lead. And that's what I think every leader should, guide, maybe to their employees or to the students, which I feel.
Yeah, and our leaders are actually going to give a lot of guest lectures. Some of the leaders are actually doing teaching as
Really?
as a volunteer, as a part time, because they're
From
passionate
ABB
to serve.
itself?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
they're passionate to serve. We have few leaders who go and like give lectures in like bigger colleges because they have very good knowledge to share.
Okay.
Students would love that. Internship is definitely an end goal, but university relation is the first goal. And once our university relation is sorted, internship hiring just goes in a smooth, and we don't have to take multiple efforts.
Yeah, because
there.
already all the
Yeah.
tasks are done in,
Yeah.
in advance. You
Yeah.
just have to place the person in a right department and it's all good to go.
Yeah, and some of the teachers are also meeting us that what is running in the industry, and we are happily able to give that this is running, this is not running. Sometimes when our leaders are visiting these colleges, they're spending time with teachers. Why don't you teach this? Why don't you teach that? Somewhere these are only volunteer programs. We are not having an expectation that let me hire, let me not hire, but it's a responsibility to give back to the community, and that's what as ABB we are ingrided to.
Yes.
We are giving back now with the LPF program. A lot of students, they started with us. A lot of students are not having a family income of even 4 lakh rupees, right? For them to do engineering from good colleges and getting placed, a lot of students got placed not just in ABB but other companies as well, whom we sponsored. And somewhere these students are having very good results when they come to ABB. My God, these LPF students who have come to us, top performers, very nice, just represents you. We send them, we showcase them, and they're very happy to be a part of ABB. And I'm very happy that these things we are doing, and we envision to do more. 3 months in ABB, there are a lot of active projects, but we're gonna make it more standardized and more relationship building way, giving back way, and also having an intention to hire after a point when they are ABB ready. They aspire to be ABB. Just
That's-
like I said,
Yes.
they should love us before
Before,
we
yeah.
have them, right? They should believe in us, and that's where with the mix of EB and campus we are able to ingrade.
Okay.
We create that impression that hey, you want to be with us. This is the company that you should look at. This is the aspiration that you should have.
Right.
And that communication we do very actively through our events or through our communication.
So, Ankita, again, the question goes back to DEI, which is, I believe, a lot of people don't know much about it. Okay, and so I really want you to have a conversation on this and break the myth. What is a myth? We want to bust and give some knowledge. Not some, of course, a lot of knowledge we need. People, when for this podcast, even when I told people that one DEI head is coming for my podcast. So people question was like, what is DEI? We have never heard about it. So I really want people to know that it's a very big platform which you are handling and which any DEI leader is handling.
Yeah.
So over to you.
The only thing about DI that I want to buzz the myth is that it's not just branding; it's ingrained in everyone's behavior and representation. Right? DI is a very close topic to my heart, and I have felt it, seen it, made the show run, and I have seen the impact of it. DI is not just a community set, that this community, that community. It's all communities together working and all are getting equal and equitable opportunities. Everyone who's coming with the diversity and inclusion background, diversity background, right? They are in that place because they deserve it. They have the right skill sets to achieve that,
Yes.
right? Somewhere in the myth of whole branding, we have seen a lot of branding happening, but we have not seen good impact from that branding. The only success of DEI is the right metric driven diversity, right? We are hiring, we are retaining, and we are growing them.
Right.
Some companies do that without selling outright, because you are a talent, you have right metrics, you are growing, and you are a leader.
Yeah.
That journey to have a smoothness despite of what background you come from. Some people need more support, and that support is acknowledged and provided. That's called inclusion and equity. Everyone to get a environment to thrive, to bring the best selves, to feel the psychological safety,
Yeah.
right? To get recognized, to
Which
get
is very
justice.
important. Justice. Yes.
To get recognized and
Yes.
to get the justice.
Yes.
If you've created that,
And the credit to be given.
yeah, no branding can beat it.
Yes.
Of course, branding has to happen for people to trust you, for people to make their careers for you, right? But the fixing of that thing is really very, 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 very important. Because being in consulting, because being in the background where I have served some companies, like almost 200 companies I worked in my consulting time, right? I have seen people joining, but retention was a problem. People coming for an interview, but unconscious bias was a problem. People joining and thriving, but justice was a problem, right? We have to constantly learn and evolve when it's a talk of diversity and inclusion. It's very easy to neglect a community because that's easiest to do.
Actually.
Yeah.
That's a very big statement.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's very difficult to walk the talk.
Yes.
And you should be, as an individual, not a DI leader, as an individual, even if you're a tech leader, you are DI leader, you are management leader, whoever you are, or you're an individual sitting in a house, or you're a homemaker, you should be inclusive.
Yeah.
That is DEI. Beyond 8 hours is DEI. I can talk, I can walk, I can dance. In 8 hours, I'm the best ally in the world. But when I go back home, am I hosting, treating people right?
Yeah.
That's DEI.
Yes.
DEI is not just for your operational work or your corporate work. DEI is about your home. Anyone from your family can come from the minority community.
Yeah.
Anyone from your family can face those exclusive treatments externally. We collectively have to come together to fix it,
Yes.
which was ruined back so many years ago.
Yes. But do you
Right?
think so? It is, have we achieved, like out of 100%, like what do you think how much we have achieved? Not on the ABB
Yeah.
perspective. I'm just talking universally.
See, universally, I'm glad that things are happening. Something is happening.
At least it has
Yeah.
started.
And we should be so thankful of the activists of past. We should be so thankful of achievers in the past, the rule breakers, the front barriers, like the front leaders, right? Who made those impressions for us so we can lead an easy life. Today sitting here, I can always cry about where I'm excluded, but I cannot ignore the fact where I'm included because of all those people who have changed the history for us, right? It's a huge topic.
Yeah.
Things are happening. Answering to your question, things are happening. People have changed. Beyond their companies, people have changed. Ankita Mehra 10 years ago would have stepped in somewhere else. How she would have treated, how she's treated now is something very different, fairly
Yes,
different.
yes.
People are more sensitive. People are more aware. People understand the business impact. People understand the cost that they have to bear. And utmost of that, if you take a zoom out, people understand you as a human.
Yes.
You're accountable
Yes.
to yourself for your behaviors that you do to the world.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk corporate here. It's going to be total individuality.
Yeah, that's what I asked. That
Yeah.
not ABB, just a universally.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I zoom out, I owe it to the world of my behaviors. I have to be my best behavior if someone is at their best behavior with me.
Yes. And that's what is known as give and take policy. Like, if you need respect, give respect. If you want to be heard, you
Yeah.
need to be a good listener
Yeah.
first.
And when I talk about equity angle, now talking about a lot of my friends who are living with certain disabilities, they are excluded from the world because they are not having right accessibility. But does that make them not capable enough to perform as equal as me? No,
Yeah.
they're best than me. They're better than me.
Yes.
A lot of my trans friends, a lot of my queer friends who are amazing in their roles, right? One of my trans friends, she's amazing. Like she's next level. She's herself running her whole house. She is herself getting comfortability for her parents. She's leading and growing.
Okay.
She's more intelligent than me, man.
Okay.
But what if someone would not have given that opportunity because of their unconscious bias?
Yes.
A lot
And which
of
is not a
people-
fair
yeah.
thing to do with any human being.
Yeah. A lot of people get excluded to perform in the corporate world or in their life because of the economical injustice that has happened to them.
Yes.
They did not get a lot of financial support. They could not
Forget the
lead.
corporate.
Yeah.
I've seen in the school
School,
interviews and
yeah.
all, starting from a child who will carry the trauma for the entire life. It is happening in the school.
Yeah.
I'm like, we are not targeting any school here, but I have seen, with a closed eye.
I have not, schools don't even touch. I was bullied myself in school, not just was with my classmates, with my teachers as well. They bullied me because I had different way to walk, different way to talk, right?
Yes.
Same way, a lot of people have their own journeys to deal with.
Yes.
But end of the day, we have to be equal, we have to be equitable, and we have to be on a merit basis.
Yes, we need to carry a lot of empathy. And I feel that if somebody is coming at work, if we talk only about the corporate, they are coming there for work for their purpose. And you need to be very kind, because you never know what that
What is their
person is
background?
going through.
Yeah.
And he or she is choosing to keep it aside at least for 8-9 hours and be a positive and happy vibe and get your work going.
Yeah.
So I feel that all the employees and the leaders need to carry empathy, a sense of understanding, and give them a space to settle down.
Yeah.
Work is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Work is not gonna stop. A replacement is very easy thing.
Yeah.
Like you will be replaced, but
The psychological safety, right?
it should be
Yeah.
there. It should be there, and that's
Yeah.
the need of the hour. I think it's a very sensitive and very important topic, which needs to be not only talked, which needs to be actioned as well.
Yeah, even men go with a lot of issues, right? A lot
Yes.
of men are taking a lot of load. Men's mental health.
Yes.
Togetherness, we need to create a collective environment where everyone can be themselves.
Right.
And even if they're not feeling their best self, they should be given a space to talk about
Talk
it.
about
and
yes.
they're
In fact, my
supported.
first podcast, this was the topic.
Yeah.
And the answer from my guest was like, a man is respected till the time he is a provider. The moment
Yeah.
the providing part is done, he is judged. Men, like we talk about feminism, feminist empowerment and all. I feel that it is needed. I totally appreciate that, but I feel that the men should also walk equally with us. I feel that somewhere down the line, in the need of empowering women, we have left men in a suppressing mode.
Yeah.
That's my point of view. I may go wrong with it.
See, everyone has their own journey of struggles. That's why I'm saying diversity is beyond everything. Diversity, somewhere, my diversity will be different than your ask of diversity.
Yes.
You can talk about women. I can talk about queer inclusion. I can talk about different level. Everyone has their own spectrum. We come together to understand everyone.
Yes.
Not with the eye of that I am a superior. With an eye of that we all are together. We all have our journeys. We should be respected. We should be given the space for being
Yes.
being inclusive with each other. And yeah, diversity is what? Being invited to a party. Inclusion is being asked to dance.
Yes.
It's as easy
It's
as that.
easy. It's not a rocket
Yeah.
science.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah. So I think the definition of diversity, though it's evolving, the work is happening a lot. Every diversity spectrum is moving towards a direction of more awareness, more more opportunity creation. It can be pride. It can be people with disability. It can be acid attack victims. It can be women returnee, women in technology, men, even the generational diversity, veterans. There are a lot of spectrum
Lot
of
of-
diversity that we
yes.
need to carry, and I'm glad to see that at least we are in that position that we are having those policies in place in corporates, that we are a diverse and inclusive organization. India is walking the talk a lot on that, and I'm very happy to see the future of diversity where we have reached today than we were like few years ago.
Yes.
Take an example, Right to Disability Act 2016. It
Yeah,
came, right?
it got passed. Yes, yeah.
Section 377 got decriminalized
Yes.
2018. All these just started happening recently.
started
and we took a
happening.
leap like from here
Yes,
to here.
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. It was not a just
Yeah.
step talk. It was just took a,
Yeah.
the graph was, high.
Yeah,
It was not
year growth is also happening for women hiring.
Yes.
Women are more in corporate and leadership.
Yes.
And I'm glad.
Even the equal pay is also happening. Back then
Yeah.
it was not there.
Yeah.
Yes. Even we see our celebrities asking for, balanced work-life balance and all. It's happening.
Yeah, it's
recently.
happening in Bollywood as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
It's
And
good,
there was a
it's good.
backlash also. Let's not get into that. But yes, so things are changing. And it's good that we have Gen Zs who are
Yeah.
growing, and they'll be, like taking our, walk and talk
They're
thing.
very sensitive.
They are. But they are very intelligent, and they know what they are doing. They are just not doing. So there's a very thin line
The
between
why
doing.
of doing.
Yeah, there's a thin line between doing and why. Why we need. And
Yeah.
if they don't find it the why answer, they are not going to move their hands.
Yeah, so I learned this from my previous leader.
And I learned it from
Lavie.
Gautam. Like
You
Gautam.
learned from Gautam. Of course, we have the same mentor, but
Yes.
I learned from Anav, my previous manager. So she used to always say that always ask the why.
Yeah.
What's the why? Till you don't have the why, then there's no point to act.
Yes.
Have the why and where we need to reach. Everything else will be
Everything
sorted.
you don't need to mug up things.
Yeah.
When I was
Simple.
when I was a part of one project, and my manager said that don't mug up, don't remember the step. Just put logic that why.
Yeah.
And you won't believe, within 1 month I was knowing the entire process. And
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yes. So
And the art to say no, and the art of not hearing a no. You need to ask why.
yeah,
Why there's a no.
Yeah.
I carry that.
It takes a hardly fraction of seconds
Yeah.
to ask why.
Yeah.
And people hesitate to ask this and say this why. They fear that I'll be thrown out of this team and the organization. That's not the world.
No,
World is
that
beyond.
psychological safety is there to
Yes,
challenge.
yes.
Yeah, again ABB. I get that space. I can talk then and then supported. Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's great
such an
that
amazing place
yeah,
to
it's
be
great
at.
that ABB has
Yeah.
created this, and that's what I'm trying to say with this. Your answers with this podcast. That I'm not saying that other organizations are not doing, but yes, when it comes to ABB, when I'm hearing, I can feel a lot of positivity and a lot of things which ABB is taking initiative to change these, future generation, the future leaders. They are making the leaders from the schools and colleges and campuses and all. So it's a great initiative, and I'm looking forward to be a part of. One day I'll be alumni talk in ABB. I hope I'll be invited. For sure. Startup is something which is a craze, and people are starting it up. So what message you want to give to me? Yes, and to everyone who are starting it out to being a personal brand. How about encouraging being a personal brand before you make some brand more successful? How about personal branding? It's
Okay.
gonna help me for sure, and for all our listeners.
Okay. See, I never intended to make a personal brand of myself. I was just showing up, right? For me, though I have reached like around 130,000 followers on LinkedIn, I'm I'm already a top voice. I got top voice 3 years ago, like a blue badge. Was a
From
win for me
LinkedIn?
from LinkedIn. I
Wow.
have this blue badge next to my profile. Then I got featured in TEDx 2 times. I'm a 2-time TEDx speaker. I got 40 under 40 Business World HR Award, top 40 under 40 HR Award, India's top 20 diversity leaders. I recently was a 30 under 30 winner. Got recognized through almost 200 plus newspapers. I've been in like 10 plus magazines with my contribution of articles. Been on multiple podcasts by senior people. I have taken podcasts. I've started my own podcast also to take startup stories, right, where the Shark Tank participants were there. I
Really?
got a chance to host Siddharth, who's the founder of Snitch. I have a podcast with him.
This is the clothing brand, right?
Clothing
yeah,
brand.
There are stores in Pune. Yeah.
Ashok from Drive You, he's a founder. He's a very good friend now. I also got an opportunity to podcast Run Vijay, right? The only thing I had was remain curious. I was always curious. The only intention to do podcast was not to do my brand, to learn. Maybe if I go out and I tell them, hey, let's catch up for a coffee, the response would have been 0. But when I said, let's meet for a podcast, the response was almost 80, right? I got to spend 1.5 hours with these top industry leaders. I had hosted a podcast with Futurance as well, where we got a chance to interview like 7 top TA leaders of the industry. And it was amazing. I got the mentorship and consulting to me by them, right? For me to build that personal brand, it just happened as an accident. I was only curious. For me to learn, for me to share the learning that I'm learning, to be out there in the world and show up every day. All these things happened without spending a cost.
Really?
I have never spent anything on my PR. I have never ever spent anything on anything. Not even one newspaper, not even one award. Never.
Okay.
Right? And I think for one award I have given the payment to, because they were hiring very senior jury, and I respect that. Only one award I remember giving commercial value, because they had justified that commercial value. But the award was given just on merit on my interviews to them.
Okay.
Right? No PR cost. The learning that I want to share with the world is show up.
Okay.
Show up with passion, show up with respect, show up to just have a curiosity to learn. Today also, I just want to talk to a lot of people. I sit with students, I sit with everyone, and somewhere I get a value out of it, and somewhere I'm also able to give the value. When I was able to give the value to the world decided to follow me.
Okay.
Not because I'm an influencer. I was collected with multiple influencer to support a small creator to be where I'm today. Right? Never put myself on a place that I'm a LinkedIn influencer. Never say that also. I don't want to say that. I'm a
Okay.
LinkedIn top voice, yes, because I got recognized
Yes.
by LinkedIn that
And
Ankit
you have
is
all
a
the
top
rights
voice,
to
right?
say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you have
Yeah.
earned.
I would not put myself in a position that I'm an influencer.
Okay.
I am still getting influenced by inspiring people. Maybe they might not have 1,000 billion following. They are just doing the best from where they are coming from. I learn from everyone. The curiosity remains. And personal brand just became a part of it because people could relate to me. Always show up your true self, because there are multiple of you out there who are just like you.
Yes.
And they can relate to
They
you.
can relate. And that is very much
Yeah.
important.
Relatability.
Because now, because of social media, I feel that there is a real and there is a
Yeah.
different version
Yeah.
of every person.
Yeah. And somewhere all these articles kept on showing, and I gave them my content with respect. Despite of that ki, hey, how much following I'm going to get from it, the only intention was how much value I'm giving to the reader, how much value I'm giving to a listener, how much value anyone gets from my post. Maybe they'll have a smile. Random photo, less like a shadi.com knockdown. People relate it. We are clicking every day, right? Same way, be prepared with every opportunity. Wherever you're giving, you give your best. Things will keep on coming to you. I
Okay.
never had an intention to be a social media influencer. I never, still now.
Okay.
Till now, followers doesn't decide my worth. My worth is decided by how much knowledge I'm getting from everyone and how much I'm able to give.
Okay.
Today also, I am not in a position that today I lose my 10,000 followers. It's not going to keep my confidence low.
Because you know that you
Because I don't
you
validate
have,
with numbers.
Yes.
I validate with impact.
And that's what a lot of influencers and everyone, nowadays it's on how many counts of followers you
Yeah.
have, and they really get distracted when it goes down, the graph
Yeah.
goes down.
Yeah.
Recently we had some news as well when the graph went down and few
People
people
are having mental health problems.
stress
I don't
and all,
put
yeah.
that
they
platform on that
are
position.
ending
Huh.
up as well.
I don't put platform in that position to decide the mood that I am
Yeah.
in, right?
Yes.
If one post doesn't work, it doesn't work. Maybe it didn't relate. I can learn from it. I can innovate. It's okay. It's not do and die situation for me, right? I'm not, even if you see my LinkedIn bio, right? It has said no paid post.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to do it for commercial value. I want to do it for the value of people who are spending a time on my post, and it shouldn't be for someone to vouch some other brands. I've done that in past. I don't do that anymore. How much value you drive. That's how you build an authentic personal brand. I will tell always about authentic. You cannot be someone else when you go to on a social media and you want to carry that personality. You want to be yourself. So even if you're carrying that personality, you don't have to prep for it.
Yeah.
You're just continuing to be you. People get inspired by you.
Yes.
Right? I have even posted one day I went for a bike ride with my friend, my best friend on a bike ride, right? I posted my vlog where we we were on LinkedIn. People like, Ankit, I got a lot of DMs like from leaders like, Ankit, I also do bike ride. How was the route? Wow. Like people can relate to it
Yes.
because your
Because
work
they
is
feel
you.
that we are only doing work. In personal life, they also want to know what kind of
Yeah.
people we are.
That gray area, right?
Yeah,
I
that-
have come there.
Okay.
I cannot be completely here. I cannot be completely there. I am actually a grey person because I'm somewhere. I carry my professional personality in my personal life. I carry my personality in my professional life.
Yeah.
I carry that everywhere. Anyone who's going to see me in work or off work, they're going to see the same personality. Somewhere little intimidating, but okay.
Yes, that
So
is fine.
yeah,
Yes,
I think that's the learning of not. I actually learned from you, right? You're doing this amazingly. Gautam, I have been speaking a lot of it. I was very excited to meet you because genuinely I wanted to meet you, not
Oh.
because I'm getting a commercial value, right? I just
Okay.
you called me, I'm like, hey, I'll do it. I'll get more people. Like, I'll do it.
Yeah,
and
in
I
fact,
will
when
always
I
promote.
remember like Gautam is such a great mentor and great person, great human being.
Yeah.
And when he shared, that okay, leaders from ABB, you won't believe I was shaken, out of anxiety that such a big company, because I know ABB. I told you at my personal home, somebody has worked at ABB, and so I know what kind of big organization. And I could not believe that I am getting leaders from ABB, and I was so terrified, and I was like,
Why?
how to call, like how to deal, because I had this perception, like people have the perception that leaders from the higher organization will have attitude, or they will be difficult to
gonna
talk.
change.
And the moment I called you, I felt like I'm talking to one of my friend, and she has just joined, of course, a great ABB organization. So yeah, it was, you made the conversation on a very lighter note.
That's how you collaborate, right?
That's
how
how.
you are also bringing your best. See, when you were making question, we decided we're together in this. It's not just your podcast.
Yes.
It should add value to the people who are listening.
Yeah,
right?
and that's
our
what I had
intention.
given the space as well, that Ankita, please teach me, like, what do you think, where should I do? Because that's what I said, that I have also just started up. I know that what I am making, but I want a guidance from everyone, and it's good to learn from each and every person. You just can't say that, okay, I know my business and nobody should interfere. I'm like, that's the attitude which I've seen in few people, and I think this answers, it's for everyone, and for
Yeah.
especially for some people, that the learning should not stop, whether it's senior, junior, or it's a
Yeah,
progressive,
keep- be curious.
be curious and be
Yeah,
open. And
yeah.
I think shamelessly ask. I am a
Yeah.
person who will ask shamelessly. Like you said that you need any contacts for podcast. I think after the show I'll say, yeah, give me.
So usually, right, like one of my mentor told me that whenever you make a presentation, strategy presentation, name is Madhu, like she's like my big elder sister, right? So she told me that whenever you make strategy document, just show it to your 8-year-old child. Ask them how they feel about this document, what they understand of that document.
That's right.
If they're able to understand, maybe not on technical term, but they're able to understand what you did, your job is right.
Yes.
I sometimes show the presentation to my dad, my mom.
That's
Like,
great.
Not their child, but please look at it. What do you feel about it? They're clueless about my industry, but they're able to grasp some things, right?
Yeah.
It means they're able to understand the bare minimum language.
Yes.
These are some basic things I keep on learning from a lot of them. Everyone have their different work styles. I was that day in a college. This person taught me Gen AI how to create doodle form. Yesterday I was making doodles on my phone.
That's great.
They taught me that. Every person has
their
teaching
own,
me something.
and you need to learn and you need to collaborate. And I still remember when I called you and I thought that how I'm gonna talk and how I'm gonna break the ice. And you're like, yeah, Richa, okay, yeah, Gautam. I said, yeah, Gautam has given you the. You're like, yes, let's do it. And you won't believe. After disconnecting the call, I was like, did I really speak to a leader from ABB?
I'm not a leader. Stop saying it.
You okay? Like a person from ABB. I was like, this
Yeah.
is so cool. I'm like.
Yeah.
I had this different perception, and you made it, very soft, cakewalk kind of conversation.
It should be like that, right?
It should be like, and I'm learning a
Yeah.
lot of things from you, because I have started, and I've also worked in corporate, and now I've started this entrepreneurship journey and all. So I'm seeing myself that, okay, I have to be like you, grasp things and grow. And even after growing, I have to keep my roots in the roots only.
Always.
The roots should be there. It should not come up. It should not, a tree's root, even if the tree becomes a banyan tree, the roots are there in the soil. And that's what I'm learning from you.
So that's what Richa, right? So I have come from my dad was in Air Force, but there was a time I was literally living in a tier 3 city. And tier 3 city being like our house was at a place where not even a car could enter.
Okay.
A lot of people, we had open sewage and everything over there. I lived on those Kadishar for 5 years. I still go back there. And I feel the pride that my parents and my ancestors have done so much hard work to where I am sitting today. And I owe it to them, I owe it to the world. It's not just that I am here, it's me and me. It's me and we, and together we need to rock it.
Yes.
We are here collectively to make that happen. And whenever I meet leaders, right, not just Gautam, Madhu,
Yes.
lot of leaders mentors that I have, I decide my mentors very wisely.
Yeah.
The ones who have the courageous mindset to give back, to know that what are our grounds. I never forget that. Today, my one of the cousins, okay, very personal. He's very intelligent, but somewhere he is not having the right economical support. For it's my responsibility to provide that support.
Yeah.
I can today go buy Adidas Samba or a Nike Jordan. I really wish to. Or like I'm a sneakerhead. But I try to make those micro compromises because I owe it to certain world of mine. Because I could outgrow and the world can outgrow as well with my minor contribution, not just with financials,
Yeah.
with motivation, with time, just being there. Right? This is my learning, and I would continue to share that learning with everyone. If you're in any position to make a change, please be the driver and stand up and make a change
Yes.
with all kindness and respect to others, despite
Yes.
of where they come from. It's just love that you get. It's just love you need to
Just
give, and
spread the
the
love and
work
positivity.
and the things will come around.
Things will
Yeah.
fall into the
Fall
place.
into the place.
Yes. And something haywire will go
Yeah.
always. Don't always think that 100% will happen. And it's okay not to achieve 100%, or at least you tried.
Yeah.
Lately, I had seen Gautam's post only that at least I tried. Even
Hmm.
if like whatever happened, some status he had seen, and I could relate with it.
He's
So,
that guy. He's that one. No?
yeah.
He makes me sane.
Yeah.
Whenever, and it's good that someone gives you reality check. He's
Yes.
the one who's like, give me reality check. Madhu gives you reality check. My mentors are giving me I want that mentor who can tell me you mess it up.
Yeah.
You can always have people who will say, yay, Ankita, amazing. But you have those people, Ankita, you're shit.
Okay.
You need those people to learn, outgrow.
Learn and then grow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I have had supportive friends also. And my friends also tell when I mess up that, Ankita, you're wrong. And I have that courage to accept that you are wrong sometimes.
Mhm.
You can't be perfect. Be peace with it. Make peace with it. And
That's
think,
what the world also
Yeah.
needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are the 3 mantras, your values to keep going? And what is the future you want to build up?
always remain curious.
Mm-hmm.
Never say no till you have tried everything. And no should be the last thing that you should say. Stay grounded no matter what. These are the 3 mantras I follow.
Yeah.
And you
I
said
can
the
see as well.
future that you want to see. Okay, I'm living the future. I'm actually living the future.
You are
and
making the future as well.
I am putting my bits, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
living the future. I'm very happy where future is going, and we have a lot to do. And I'm very happy to contribute my bits to it.
Okay. And any personal goals? Like if it's fine for you to share.
Personal goals: have a sustainable life,
Yeah.
have a grounded life, having like a motivation to live not very materialistic life, finding the peace with whatever we have, and giving back to the community which I own to.
Okay.
We own to the world.
Okay. Again, a question which I heard and understood that your sister was a very great support from starting from you.
Yeah.
So, do you want to give credit to your sister? Let's not forget our siblings.
Of course.
Because with your conversation, I
Yeah.
understood she's very close to you. Of course, parents are always there, but a time comes where we need siblings, we need our cousins, and I understood that.
Yeah.
Sister was really a great mother figure or a sister figure, whatever, or a friend figure as well.
Yeah, I just told you, right? Every time, whatever the product that I have become is the contribution of each and every one in my family. Being the family, being my mom, dad, and my sister, and somewhere my Jiju as well. And it's very important to acknowledge that even every wins that I had, I didn't care if the world is clapping. I only cared if they are smiling. And they are always there. I'm like a coded product of my whole family, Mehra's coding, which has created this application to run, right? And I would say my sister had always been there to support me emotionally, support me with each and every micro goal. She was the one to pave those paths for me. She's my mentor. Who had been telling me what to do, what not to do initially in my career as well. And still now, every time I post, the first like hers is there, right?
That's so great
and,
to know.
I'm just would say I'm in a very privileged place. I would never cry about what we didn't have. I'll always respect and acknowledge what I have, which is the sheer love of my family members, the sheer love of everyone, right? And I owe it to them. I always am very thankful to them They have been there.
They've
Just
been there.
showed up, just been there, just hugged me when I need them. When I was crying, they were there. I would not say everything came. Of course, this podcast have not touched the vulnerabilities. I've gone through a lot in my life, and we as a family have got through a lot.
Yes.
Even though in those conditions, if we are able to make ourselves, I'm very proud of my sister. She's right now in Krakow, working in a very good company. She's working Heineken, right? She's settled there. She's a project manager, and she teaches me people management. She teaches me the tools, the Power BI, and everything. Every time she has something to offer when I'm struggling with something, I just need to pick my call and call her. And the same way, I have to generate that availability for her.
Yes.
And that's all. Siblings are just there as an available person, and the ones who would always say you are right,
Yeah.
and also smack you when you're not.
Yes.
And that's the ecosystem you want to be at. I'm very thankful to my family. I dedicate this spot. Everything I do, I dedicate to them. I owe to them big time.
Okay. That's great to hear about all this journey of yours, Ankita. So, going back to my viewers and listeners, it was a great conversation with Ankita, and she has a very great positive personality. And she is a great friend as well now of mine. Of course,
You know me more. I need to know you more. Maybe
Yes.
outside, yeah.
Once now we are gonna, change the seat, and one day, she's gonna take my podcast and I'll be the guest. Yes. Give me easy questions.
Of course.
So yes, talking about the ABB, I knew about this brand, but now knowing this brand personally, how this brand is doing and promoting the new generation, making the life easier, you can say, at work, and understanding the need, the empathy, which is the real need of the hour. It is very much important with this growth of AI. Somewhere down the line, we should not miss the human touch, the empathy, and that's what ABB is doing. So kudos to Ankita and of course the entire ABB, yeah, for driving this. And out there, people, go and have a career page, read about the company, and reach out to Ankita Mehra. She's on the LinkedIn, and she is just one ping available.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mostly respond to
Yes.
a lot of
So
people.
reach out to her and be a part of the organization, and stay tuned for Noble by Richa.